Hi everyone. So we've already talked about this project that you will be beginning this class, and you'll have class number 1, class number 2, and a little bit of class number 3 to complete. But I just want to make sure that you understand this, and that's why I'm making this screencast. So this is your Gametogenesis recycled model activity. It is due at the end of the third class of week 32, which is this week. Okay, you will have all of your class number 1, which is today. All of class number 2, which is your next class, and a little bit of class number 3. At the end of class number 1, which is today, you will be posting a picture of your progress, as you usually do. Same thing with at the end of class number 2. You'll be posting a picture of your progress. So make sure you post those pictures, and in that way I can see how you're progressing through this model activity. During our class number 3 live session, we will be giving each other feedback about our models. You will have a little bit of time to adjust last minute details. So you will have around 20 minutes of your class number 3 to just adjust last minute details and make sure that your model is super clear and nice. And you will be receiving a little bit of help from other group members. You will be randomly placed into different groups, and they will be giving you a little bit of feedback on last minute things that you can change to just improve your model. So you'll be giving each other feedback for around 15 minutes and then improving your model for around 20 minutes before you're going to be working on a Flipgrid video of explaining your model and then posting the final picture of the model at the end of the class on your third class of this week. So make sure you bear in mind that you'll have the 45 minutes of class number 1, the 45 minutes of class number 2, and then just around 20 minutes of class number 3 to complete this. This activity has the purpose of helping students develop their understanding of spermatogenesis and oogenesis by creating a model that will be using recycled materials. Students need to choose, keyword, choose between either spermatogenesis or oogenesis to model. Depending on what you choose, you will be incorporating different structures and different labels. So please start thinking about what recycled materials you could be using for these models. I think bottle caps is a really good idea, or maybe toilet rolls or plastic plates or cups. Anything that is recycled is good. This is not just limited to recycled materials. You can use non-recycled materials. You can use paper, you can use poster paper, but some aspect of your model should be recycled. If you choose spermatogenesis, these are the labels that you will be using and you will need to incorporate, as well as the structures. So you definitely need to incorporate testes because this is where it occurs, as well as the seminiferous tubules inside the testes and the Sertoli cells inside the seminiferous tubules. And then you need to show spermatogenesis by showing the spermatogonium going through mitosis, creating a primary spermatocyte going through meiosis 1, creating a secondary spermatocyte going through meiosis 2, creating a spermatid, maturing and producing a functional tail to create a sperm. Okay, and where the sperm is. All of these labels are required, they're necessary. Please make sure to label when meiosis 1 is completed and when meiosis 2 is completed, so you don't have to explain it, but you need to label where this is occurring. And if you want to include any other labeled structures, it is super highly encouraged because it can increase your grade. If you decide to choose oogenesis, you will be including, of course, the ovaries and what's happening inside the ovaries, but you will also be including fertilization and what's happening in the follicles, in the fallopian tubes. So ovaries, inside the ovaries, you should be including primary oocytes inside follicles that are developing into secondary oocytes, and then through ovulation, the secondary oocyte will go into the fallopian tubes where it will meet the sperm. Okay, and become an ovum or a fertilized egg. Please make sure to label also when meiosis 1 is completed and meiosis 2 is completed, and any other structure that you can think of is super highly encouraged. Again, these are just examples that I showed you last class They do not, your actual models are not going to include any chromosomes. There's no need to do that. But this model includes, for example, plates, so I'm thinking it might be a good inspiration. I'm expecting something much more creative than this, more than anything, because you get to include structures, actual organs like ovaries, fallopian tubes, testes, seminiferous tubules. All of these things can be really, really creatively made. Okay. Okay. What am I going to be grading you on? You will be graded using the following checklist. If you incorporated all of these structures, both in oogenesis, if you chose oogenesis, or spermatogenesis, if you chose spermatogenesis, then that gets you a check, and depending on how well you incorporated, that gives you a grade. If you incorporated some recycled materials, that also gives you a grade, and if you used creativity and your model is aesthetically pleasing, that also gives you a grade. So hopefully that makes sense. Please email me or Schoology message me if you are confused in any shape or form. Remember, after today's class, class number 1, you will be posting a picture of your progress. Same thing for next class, class number 2. You will be posting a picture of your progress. Not posting this picture will result in a decrease in your grade. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense.